Alright, so now that I've reviewed all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, time for me to sit down and rank all the movies. Now, this should go without saying, and usually I don't say it, but I feel like for this particular franchise, I have to stress, this is my opinion. Namely, for the placement of the original that everybody holds in so high regard, I think it's a good movie, but I don't think it's the best movie. And I feel like that there's going to be so much criticism of it, like, oh my god, it's a classic. Yes, but it has to be number one. No, it doesn't. Like, I've said this before, that film is jarring to me, and it has less rewatchability than some of the others in this franchise, just a few others. But, so with that in mind, just to know this is my opinion. It's very subjective. It's my opinion. So the bottom of the barrel, the worst one for me. Number 8, right? 1, 6, 7, 8. Number 8. Number 8. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. I hate this movie. To quote Roger Ebert, I hate this movie. I hated this movie. I hated this movie. Everything in this movie is just, ugh. Like I said, the only thing I really liked in this was Matthew McConaughey, and even then, it just like, from the first scene, you see how the acting is going to be with that one girl. She's such a bitch. It's just like, what, am I getting punked? What is this? And it's just, it doesn't work. Leatherface is the most annoying he's ever been. Leatherface should never be annoying, but he is here, and the Illuminati subplot just doesn't work. The ending where a plane just comes out of nowhere. No, I thought about that. It could be someone hired by the Illuminati to kill him so they could just end this, but I don't know. It's just, no. It's something I'll never ever watch again. It's going to sit in my collection and collect dust for the rest of my time on this earth. No. Coming in at number 7, just above it, is the most recent one, Leatherface. Now, I just got done recording that review. It's uploading now as we speak. But, you know, I'm not a fan of prequels, but I thought that this could have been better. It's an origin story for Leatherface. I thought, okay, it's been a few years since the beginning, and this is for a prequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Maybe they can do it right. No. I said in my review that if you take out the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff, you could just have a nice road horror film that has nothing to do with Texas Chainsaw, and I probably would like it better. But not only is this a prequel to the original, they connect it to 3D, which I don't mind 3D. I know there's some inconsistencies, but I can enjoy it for what it is. But it's not necessary to connect it. You could have just this could have just been one to the original, but you have Hartman in there, you have Verna. It just doesn't work for me. And the misdirect is way too obvious for you to even consider that it could be him. And for an origin story, we get nothing of Leatherface the way he's supposed to be. So, number 6 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. And the reason this is up just a little bit higher than Leatherface is that we actually do get answers in this film. A lot of them are stupid, but you do get answers. You follow characters that I like a little bit better. Arlie Ermy is in there, so that's always a bonus. And it's a prequel. I don't care for it, but I would watch this over Leatherface anytime. And of course, the Next Generation. But it's fine for a prequel. It's necessary. No prequel is, in my opinion. But, you know, Leatherface disappointed me more than this, so. Number 5 is a Texas Chainsaw 3D. Or Texas Chainsaw, whatever. Yeah, so I think this is fine. A well-made movie. If not, there are some inconsistencies in like the year. She should be like 39 years old, but she's only 26. And like, if you set that, you could set this in the 90s, take out the cell phones, replace it with flashlights and walkie-talkie things, you know. But inserting another family, the Hartmans, into this thing for no reason, and then trying to make them more sympathetic. The story's more sympathetic when we know that they are cannibalistic killers, so it doesn't really make any sense. But I just find it as something I can just put on in the background when I'm cleaning or something and just be fine with it, you know. Alright, get out your torches and pitchforks, ladies and gentlemen, because here we go. Number 4 is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know, boo me, boo me, boo boo boo. I like your booing. Do you think I dance to your boos? Boo 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 boo, boo 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 boo. It's an Adam Sandler bit from SNL. Just calm down. Look, I acknowledge that this is important when it comes to, you know, horror films in general. And it's a classic film. But what dials it down for me, what brings it down to number 4, is simply the rewatchability. It is too jarring for me, much like Carrie, to the point where I don't think I could watch this all the time. I think it's well made. I like the characters. I like the whole aesthetic, the graininess of it. I think it's a great film. But I just don't... It doesn't have that rewatchability value to it. The rewatch value. It has none of it for me. I will watch it again, but it's not something I can just throw on. Now, I could say that about this, but I like this one more. I'm just saying. So, there it is. Number 3 is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I like this movie. I think Benny is a badass. This is more typical slasher than anything, which is probably why I like it more. But I think it's fine. The Sawyers are nothing to write home to. And now there's a little girl. It could be Leatherface's sister or daughter or whatever. Leatherface is not very good. It's not the worst. That's in Next Generation. But Leatherface is not impressive to me in this. But it's fine. It's another one I can just put on and enjoy. And again, this is not what I consider to be better movies. If I was going by what I think is the best, obviously Texas Chainsaw would be at the number 1. But this is my personal favorites. All right. So number 2 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I love this movie. Again, Leatherface is not really the best in this, but you got the other family members, like you got Drayton in here again, who's arguably better than he was in the first one. You got Lefty, played by the late Dennis Hopper. Stretch is pretty good. You got Chop Top. Bill Moseley's Chop Top. Dog will hunt. My plate, you lick my plate, you dog dick. He's just fantastic in this movie, and there's some gore, there's the whole thing. Bubba got a girlfriend, Bubba got a girlfriend, Bubba got a girlfriend. You know, it's enough that you can get through the annoying guys at the beginning of this. You know they're gonna get murdered, but so yeah. Number 1, you know me. Number 1 is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Would I say this is better than the original? Maybe. White flag, white flag. I think there's nostalgia to this. This is the first one I ever watched. It's one that, if I'm gonna put on one, this is the original. I'm gonna put on this because it's a little more enjoyable. Yes, it's greasy, it's grimy, it's gross. Not as gross as the beginning, but I just feel like when it comes, if I'm gonna pick one, it's gonna be this one. You know what I mean? Or 2. But like I said, I'm gonna pick these last 3 to rewatch over the original, simply because of the rewatch value. It's not as shocking, it's not as jarring, it's not as in your face. It's still a little bit weird, but Arlie Ermy makes this movie for me, so yeah. So there it is. There's your ranking. You know, what can I say? I'm not too big of a fan of this franchise after going through it. I'm glad I'm done. Another franchise on the way after this, but yeah, just what are your thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise? What are your thoughts on my ranking? Honesty is appreciated, but please don't bash me for not putting the original at number 1. I know people like to get pissed when it's not picked to be number 1. Please just, you know, understand where I'm coming from. You know, it's not for everyone, that movie. I'm just saying. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching, I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.